Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. I was looking at my analytics a couple of days ago and a lot of you watching are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that button. So today I wanted to share with you this Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer that I brought about a week ago. It comes in this box. It's a very luxurious looking. I absolutely love it. So I've never really used a tinted moisturizer before. I used to use kind of medium to full coverage foundation, but over the past year, maybe year and a half to 2 years, I've really stopped, or at the very least minimized, my foundation usage and just want a much more natural look. So obviously I knew that tinted moisturizers existed, but I just didn't know where to start. So I kind of did a bit of research. I went online. I obviously looked on YouTube, and I saw a YouTuber who looked to be a similar skin tone to me, and she was trying this Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, so I thought I'd give it a go. So up until now, I've basically only ever used kind of tinted BB creams and things like that, but never an actual tinted moisturizer or any product that is kind of branded as a moisturizer, a tinted moisturizer. So this comes in SPF 30, which is a absolute plus for me. I brought this in shade Sand, I believe it is. Yep, 3N1 Sand. If we can get the focus in, there we go. 3N1 Sand is the shade that I have brought it in. And like I say, it comes in this box. It's very luxurious. I actually brought this from Boots. I did a Boots order, and I just love how they stock like luxurious makeup products. It's so good. So it comes in this tube with the little nozzle just there, and so you just literally squeeze a small amount onto your skin. Now what I will say is, if I can just screw this back on, what I will say is that on the back it says to apply it liberally, and basically if you reduce the quantity of application you'll get a lower level of sunscreen protection. But for me, I don't want to use a lot of this. I literally just want to use this to basically blur any imperfections on my skin. It's obviously not going to be full coverage, and I mean it says it just there, natural skin perfector, so it's not going to be a foundation full coverage. So with that in mind, I don't really understand the directions. I don't understand why you would want to put loads on, because I assume people buying a product like this just want a really natural look to themselves. So using more just for the SPF, I don't know if I agree with. I think for me personally, I would just wear regular SPF and then wear this over that. But that's just me. Let me know if you've used this and how you feel about that. But I personally would only want to use a small amount of this, because that's kind of the purpose of why I've bought it. I don't want full coverage. I don't want a heavy layer of coverage. So there's the product on my hand just there. I've obviously had my hand upside down for the past couple of minutes, and it's not run or smudged or moved, so it's definitely a very creamy consistency. It doesn't move around. So as I apply it onto my skin, now I have to admit it looks way too light for me there. And the first time I applied this on my face, I was like, oh God, I've got the wrong shade. That's what happens when you buy online and you don't check the shade. But actually, once this dries, it does settle into a better shade for me. And it just adds like a really nice dewiness to it as well. So spread, spread, spread. It spreads really well, really evenly. It feels really nice and moisturizing on my skin, and you can see it's got like a really nice glowiness to it as well. Like it just reflects the light and bounces it straight off, so it gives a really nice glowy look to the skin. And the more you work it in, kind of the better that shade gets for me as well. Like it doesn't look as pale and ashy as it did when I first applied it. So like I say, it looks a little bit off when I first put it on, but it does kind of dry down into a good shade for me. So I'll just keep rubbing it in, and what I find that this does is it just kind of blurs any imperfections. It kind of just makes my skin look that bit more flawless but very natural looking. And also it's a very light product, so it doesn't feel like I've got product on my skin. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey in any way, shape or form, and it just gives that really nice dewy, healthy, glowy look. And I just think it's really, really lovely. So like I say, I bought this about a week ago, so I've been using it every single day since then, and I can assure you it stands the test of time. It doesn't move around on my skin or start to flake off or anything like that. I have dry skin, so I'm always worried that products like this will kind of cling onto the dry patches on my skin. But obviously, because it's a tinted moisturizer, it doesn't do that, because its job is to also moisturize. As it says on the box, it's just a tinted moisturizer. And basically, if you're looking for a product to replace your foundation, but you still want a bit of color, a bit of glow, a little bit of skin perfection, a tinted moisturizer is definitely the way to go. And as my first ever tinted moisturizer purchase, I can definitely say that this has exceeded any expectations. I kind of just didn't really know if it would work or not, if the tinted kind of aspect of it would do anything, or if it's just simply a moisturizer with a level of tint that turns into nothing. Like, it does still have a tint to it. So I just compare my two hands. You can see it's got a nice glowiness to it. It's just literally reflecting the light back off my hand and just gives a really nice healthy glow. And you can apply it as kind of discreetly or as liberally as you wish. That was quite a decent amount on my hand. That's kind of how I would use it on my face. It spreads really well, and if you can definitely add more if you want to. It's not the sort of product where you can't keep adding. It is definitely buildable. I like the tube that it comes in. It's very easy to use. I've just had no problems with it at all. It does the job exactly how I want. I really like the shade. It's a really good match for me. And I believe they do have a good shade range. I'll leave a link to their site down below if you want to check them out. But I think, unlike with foundations where you have to get the shade spot on, because this is a tinted moisturizer and you're only going to kind of really use it in the most minimum sense in terms of the shade, I think it allows a bit more flex. Because, I mean, you saw when I first applied it there, the shade wasn't bang on right for me. In fact, it looked a little bit too pale for me, but it does dry down really well. And the more you kind of rub it into your skin, the more it just sets and kind of evens itself out. So from a shade perspective, I'm really happy with this as well. It does the moisturization. I do still use regular moisturizer and then just put this on over the top. I haven't tried this entirely on its own because, like I say, I do have dry skin, so I use like a really kind of creamy moisturizer, my CeraVe, which is brilliant for dry skin, by the way. And then I just put this on over it because with my skin there's no such thing as too much moisturizer. So I haven't used this 100% on its own. I do use a moisturizer and then SPF, and then I go on over with this, and it just sits so wonderfully on my skin. I love how it blurs any imperfections. I love how it just kind of merges in with any concealer that I use. I usually just use concealer around my eyes to cover up dark circles. And sometimes like you can see where the concealer is and then where my natural skin is. So I love that it kind of blends in with that, so it doesn't look so kind of concealer and then skin. So this does a really good job for that. And yeah, it's just a really lovely product. So if you are on the market for a tinted moisturizer, just because if you don't wear makeup but you want to add a little bit of tint or glow to your skin, or if you're on the other kind of end of the spectrum where you typically use quite a lot of foundation, which is what I used to do. I used to wear full face foundation and then kind of just went cold turkey on it because I decided I don't really like it, if I'm honest, and finding the right foundation shade was a challenge for me. I found some really good foundations that are close to my shade, but not an exact match, and I want an exact match. So actually, I ended up coming back the other way, and went from foundation to no makeup. And now I think I'm just going to settle with a tinted moisturizer. I think this is my happy place, honestly. So it's just like a nice balance of being natural but also having a product which makes your skin look better. It's like your skin but better, which I think is the best way that I can describe this. It's so lovely and it's so light on the skin and I just love it, and I really like that dewy glowiness to it as well. If you don't like that, I don't know if this would be the perfect tinted moisturizer for you, but I'm sure there are other brands out there. But if you do like that kind of nice, healthy, dewy, glowy look, this is a really good tinted moisturizer for you. So like I say, I'll leave the link below. My shade was 3N Sand, and it's a really good shade for me. Thank God, because I literally just saw it online on another YouTuber and then bought it myself and just hoped for the best. And luckily it's worked out. I wouldn't recommend doing that usually. I would usually go into a store and actually make sure that I get the right shade. But right now, with everything going on, I don't really want to go outside. So that's why I just kind of took the risk and brought it online, and it's paid off. So yeah, that's my quick review of the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. It's a definite thumbs up from me. I love it. Let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on the notification buttons. And until next time, I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.